Hi viewers, today I'm with King Khan and the only one King Khan. Thank you, sir, for giving me time.
No, thank you, Rajesh, for flying all the way from Australia. God bless you.
Thank you. Indus is the leading magazine in Australia. We come out of from Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, and Melbourne. You enjoy a big fan following and you're most popular actor in the world. Shahrukh, what does this stardom means to you?
To everybody, I don't know how to quantify this or tell you how I feel. Of course, I feel on top of the world. It's a great feeling to be loved and admired for so many years by so many people across the world. But also it brings a sense of responsibility and humility that, there must be something that I owe back as a responsible person now to all the audience across the world. And it makes me feel not the pressure, but the desire to keep on trying to excel, and not just in one mode of entertainment. Try and increase that entertainment, try and take Indian cinema forward, make people proud of the fact that they like me so much. So it's not just the responsibility of acting well in a film that I do as a part of my job, of course, but to be able to create cinema, which is different from the last one in my own small way. I'm not changing the world with my cinema, I know that, but in whatever way I can, entertain people, bring some newness to it, and make them even prouder of the fact that they liked me for so many years.
You had no godfather in Bollywood and you struggled all your way and became the King Khan. What do you feel when you look behind now?
I think it's how you look at it. I look at it as a boon that I was not honed up in the film industry, because I didn't know what is the right way to be a movie star, what is the right thing to do to be able to succeed in Indian films. And I think that gives you a certain amount of freedom, and if I may add, a little bit of wildness. You could take chances because you didn't know there was something to lose. And I did that, whether it was the new films that I did or the offbeat films I did. And I was fortunate that there were enough people around me who made good cinema with me. So I think it was an advantage, not being dressed up as a next thing in Indian cinema. I was just outsider, I could do anything, I could do there was no imagery coming along with me, except perhaps for the television stuff I'd done before that. So I was like free to do whatever I did, and I think that's what is important, if you are able to create something different, it will make you unique. And when it comes down to creative arts, in whichever form, I think uniqueness is what makes people like you. So I think in a certain way, all the disadvantages that one may feel coming from the outside or without having without having a mentor to look after you, I think can be turned into more of an advantageous position than being trained as you should be. I think it just made me want to be different, and I hope I can continue the uniqueness.
You're a superstar, but you also run a VFX and you also have a production company. Which part you enjoy the most, and what is the next venture for Shahrukh Khan?
All the businesses that I have are actually related to my passions. So I like children a lot. So I run a little theme park for the kids called Kidzania. I like sports a lot, so I have a cricket team. And I love films the most, so I have a VFX and a production company. But the bottom line is I'm an actor at core. That's what I enjoy the most. And having said that, all these businesses do well, and I think we've been able to sustain them for some years successfully, is because of the set of people who work on them. So I can't take any credit for it at all. Perhaps the desire to start it was mine. Perhaps the initial resources came through my connections or me being a star. But now a whole set of professionals run it, and they allow me to just freely sit and think of acting, because that's what I do, that's my core job. I love to enact scenes, even if it's a small show, whether it's a television program, whether it's a big cinema film I'm creating. For me, the essence is waking up in the morning and just going and acting, and I keep it as simple as that. And I'm very glad that the team around me at Red Chillies and VFX and Kidzania and KKR, they allow me to do that. They don't ever expect me to do any other work than just act.
Before starting the interview, I said you are a CEO, and this is what the CEO of multinationals do. They give the credit to the team. And that's what you have done right now.
No, not really. I mean, honestly, I don't run the businesses. I just participate in them. Sometimes, yeah, the creative part of it, I can be called upon to participate in. But I keep it simple. I think if you have passion in the business that you do, it runs on its own. And I'm passionate about these things. I like children, like I said, I like sports, so I feel for them, and I think that feeling permeates to all the people who are working with me, and they enjoy it as much.
In an industry where makeup and breakup is a mainstay, Shahrukh, you have a clean image. You are a faultless husband and an overindulgent father. How do you manage the balance between work and your family life in such a good way?
And I'm sure I'm not faultless. I'm sure if you were to ask the right people in my family, they'll tell you many faults. But I have no other interest in life except the work that I do, and then just getting back to the house. And from the outside, my life might seem like very interesting and very glamorous, because mostly when I come out, people see me in a public space, so I'm doing some strange things or having a great time. But the bottom line of my life is I finish work in a studio, and I really have no other intention left apart from just going back home and spending time with my kids. Like I said, I love children. I study with them, I play with them. I mean, there's no place I'd rather be than just be with my kids and enjoy with them. I really find the things they do very intriguing, interesting. And I have now all shapes and sizes. I have a 19-year-old son, I have a 17-year-old daughter, I have a 3.5-year-old son. So I can see all the different aspects of the world from their point of view, and it's very enjoyable. So nothing special I do. I just finish work and get back home.
I'm reading your tweet on 15th of Jan. Is it me not keeping pace, or is it the time not up to this speed? You work 15 hours a day. You were working till 4 o'clock morning last night. Where do you get the energy? And you still look so fresh. And where do you get what is the secret of this energy you have?
I put a lot of aloe vera on my face. No, I don't know. I like doing what I do. I've been unwell. Actually, I was sitting, and the team had fixed up an interview. So they told me to come down at 4:30, and fortunately it got shifted for an hour. So I didn't know what to do. So I was just sitting and thinking that, have I lost pace of time, or am I doing too much? It was just a strange sense of lull sometimes you get, because I do live in a very unreal world. Whole day you are being someone else, trying to say things about your work, which you've already felt for the last 1 year, and now you bring it forward to the people. There is a strange sense of quietude you get. And I think in that quietude, I have a natural way of meditating. I just go quiet and I think of nothing. No worries, nothing good, nothing bad, no expectations, no failure, no success. And I think that kind of refreshes me. And what actually makes me go is just the enactment of scenes. I get very excited being someone else every morning. So that gives me energy. I love the work that I do, and I really enjoy doing it. And I don't want anyone around me to feel you're a lead artist, or so to say, the leader of the group in a team. I think you have to bring in positivity wherever you go. You can't walk in and be sullen and tired, even if you are so, because then it transmits to everyone, and then everybody who's wanting to have a good day gets taken down by that. So I make an effort that wherever I go, I just try to be as cheerful and as energetic as possible.
Your last 3 films, Fan, Dear Zindagi, and now Raees, we are seeing 3 different Shahrukh Khans. You've challenged yourself in the role of, and we love the way you look. Which one you like? Which role do you think is the one you will prefer? As a fan, I would prefer to have a look what you're doing in Raees. It is, after a long time, I'm seeing that.
I hope so. I hope people like Raees. It's a very special film. I think the story is special, the director is special. We are friends as producers, Excel and myself and Red Chilies. So I hope people like it. It's a hard worked at film. It's taken some time to make it. It's a different kind of story. The mix is an attempt at popular cinema meets realistic cinema, and so there is something for people who just want entertainment and people who want to find some substance in a story. Having said that, as an actor, Fan was very intriguing for me. That was difficult. It would be one of my most favorite attempts at acting. I don't know if I succeeded. I think I must have failed mostly. But as an actor, it was quite a schizophrenic experience. So as an actor, I really enjoyed it. As a movie star, as an actor, I think, Raees is right up there, and I hope people like it as much as you like it. Yeah.
You were in Australia in 2014 for Temptation Reloaded. There are a lot of fans waiting in Australia for you to grace the Melbourne Indian Film Festival. Can we expect you anytime soon for the film festival in Melbourne?
Inshallah, I've always been promising I'll come for the festival in Melbourne, and I spent some time in Melbourne when I was doing Chak De India, and I have very fond memories of Melbourne and people there. So yes, I would love to come. I hope I can figure out my diary, because sometimes the timing is such that I'm shooting elsewhere, and then you have hundreds of people dependent on your shooting date. So yeah, I'd like to also come back to Australia and do a show. So maybe at the end of the year, once I'm through with Anand Rai's film, I'll design a show for a couple of months and take it all around the world. And inshallah, I'll try and come for the Melbourne Film Festival also.
Thank you, Shahrukh, for giving me time. And I have to thank Red Chillies for arranging this interview. I have to thank Me Too from Mind Blowing for releasing the movie in Australia. And thank you, Shahrukh. It's always a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. Have some rest.